Did you ever spend time with the guy? Did you ever meet Diddy?
I've met him before, yeah.
How was he?
Very nice guy, very smart, super business. I mean, he's very successful.
He said, nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is going to do anything with y'all. No business at all.
Gene Deal's final known public appearance was nothing short of dramatic, a bold and unapologetic act of truth-telling before his sudden disappearance. One moment he was on camera delivering a precise and deliberate dismantling of Sean Diddy, Combs' public image, his words sharp and calculated. The next moment, he was gone. There was no farewell, no communication, no trace. According to his family, they witnessed the incident. They described watching in shock as several men, whom they recognized as longtime associates of Combs, approached Gene. Without saying a word, the men forced him into a black, heavily tinted sport utility vehicle. There were no badges displayed, no identification shown, and no explanation offered. 4 doors closed in rapid succession, and the vehicle sped away into the night. That was the last confirmed sighting of Gene Deal. And to be absolutely clear, this was not an inconspicuous act. It was a deliberate and unmistakable message.
Put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down, and it looked like some gay act that was going on. He got on the phone. He said, let me tell you.
The tension had been escalating for months. Gene Deal was not merely a disgruntled former bodyguard seeking attention. He was a man who possessed deep and potentially dangerous knowledge, both metaphorically and perhaps literally, about past events. He had been physically present during critical moments, in hotel suites and private back rooms, working alongside Sean Diddy Combs during the very years that federal authorities now describe as the foundation of a criminal enterprise. In what would become his final interview, Gene spoke without restraint. He exposed details of Combs' past that the entertainment industry had long whispered about but never dared to record publicly. He criticized the public persona and so-called gangster image of Stevie J. He asserted that Combs had been warned on the very night Christopher Biggie Wallace was killed. He provided specific dates, documentary evidence, and years of suppressed anger. However, once the cameras stopped recording, fear began to surface. Gene had reportedly been warned multiple times in the days leading up to the release of that interview. According to individuals close to him, he began receiving anonymous phone calls from blocked numbers. The voices on the line carried menacing tones, issuing demands to retract his statements. One message allegedly stated, "Take it back, or take what is coming." Publicly, Gene showed no signs of intimidation. Privately, however, friends claim he was aware of the danger he faced. One associate, who requested anonymity, recounted Gene telling him directly, "They are not going to let me speak forever." Those close to him advised him to be cautious, perhaps even to step out of the public eye temporarily. But Gene rejected the idea of hiding. He believed the truth had been delayed for too long and needed to be told.
But it just seems very suspicious when you go through and you look at in the history of different people that can make you go away if listen, I've worried about some of the things that I talk about.
It did not take long for conspiracy theories to emerge. Among the various rumors, one name has been repeated frequently, shared in private messages, and discussed in discreet, invitation-only conversations. The name itself is unsettling: the Cleanup Group. Although it may sound like something from an espionage novel, within Sean Diddy Combs' inner circle, it has taken on the form of a disturbing legend. According to accounts from individuals with connections to the entertainment industry, this alleged group functioned as a discreet but highly effective force tasked with eliminating problems. This was not a team of public relations specialists or legal advisors. The claims describe something far more sinister: operations involving the elimination of witnesses, the coercion of silence, the removal of damaging information, the destruction of reputations. and, when deemed necessary, the physical removal of individuals perceived as liabilities. If even a portion of these accounts is accurate, then Gene Deal may well have been considered a high-priority target for the cleanup group.
Look at Diddy, for instance. Let's take a look at him. Let's take a look at. He has videos. He has videos of the parties. Now, what I've heard, which I don't know how much of it is in mainstream media, I don't really follow the story that much, but what I've heard from friends that are attorneys, friends of mine that have represented me before, agents and so on, is there's a bidding war going on right now.
The rumors are disturbingly precise in their descriptions. One former road manager stated during a podcast interview that when situations became too problematic, Sean Diddy Combs never personally engaged in the direct actions required to resolve them. Instead, other individuals, those with no official connection to him and no traceable links, would carry them out on his behalf. When this claim is cross-referenced with the list of individuals who have abruptly fallen silent, after publicly speaking out against him, a troubling pattern begins to emerge. For example, there is what some have labeled Victim 3, a crucial witness in Combs' federal trial who had been prepared to testify under her real name regarding allegations of being coerced into participating in disturbing and illicit gatherings referred to as freak-off parties. 1 week before she was set to appear in court, she disappeared. There was no communication with her attorney, no activity on her phone, and not even the prosecution was able to locate her. This is not an isolated incident. What is being observed is not merely the disappearance of one man, it appears to be a potential system of suppression functioning with calculated precision. It is a network founded on fear, enforced silence, and, if even a fraction of the accounts are accurate, intimidation that has operated effectively for decades. Federal authorities have stated they have seen sufficient evidence to ensure that Combs will remain in custody for the foreseeable future. However, the question now dominating conversations is whether he still exerts control from within prison walls. Some sources insist that he does. A recent court filing even alleges that Combs has been influencing witnesses from jail by using third-party phone calls and enlisting the cooperation of other inmates to relay his directives. This is not a mere rumor. It is a documented federal allegation. Such actions, if proven true, would indicate not just influence, but a fully functioning infrastructure capable of operating beyond physical confinement.